Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's see what are the key formulas that are used in Excel and that is more required for accountants. Here are the formulas that we are going to cover that are aggregate functions, round functions, end of month functions, EDATE, workday, 3D formulas, various ifs functionalities, if, VLOOKUP and trim. First, we will go through how to use the aggregate function and what it has its own advantages. Yeah. Coming back to a Excel sheet where we want to do a sum of the salary or the revised salary of these respective persons or employees. So similarly, we will do what? We will go use the sum functionality, go on sum and select entire column and enter. As you can see, a error sign is coming because there are some divisional errors in this. But if we use aggregate function, this can be easily eliminated. What? Let's see. Aggregate. The first thing, we have lots of functionality. As if we are targeting to have a sum of these, so we will select 9, that is sums code. What we want to do, we want to eliminate the errors. We can eliminate by, here you can see the option 6 is for this, the code number 6 for eliminating the error value. Then the array that which we want to sum of, and just close the bracket and press enter. You can see the sum is calculated, eliminating or excluding all those cells have the error inside them. But if we suppose if you want to see the sum of accounted, this value is not dynamic. For that, what we can do, in this formula, in place of 6, we can use this error value plus somehow we want to ignore the hidden rows. So we can use 5. But if we want to use both, we want to ignore hidden as well as error value, we can go to use the point number 3. And let's see. Notice this is value. Now I will just remove the medical and you can see the values are changed as per the cells which we selected in the filter option. Coming to this, there is another sheet, let me zoom it, in which we have to make a subtotal of this and also to make a subtotal of this. Here we will use again the aggregate, or you can use a sum function, but better to use aggregate. I want to use the sum, that's why sum is this. I will use the 3 and this array. Similarly here also, sum 3, I will ignore all the things and this error. Now if we use a sum and just make a sum of this, it will make sum of all the element. But what we want to do, we have to ignore the subtotals and to sum the base value. So use aggregate, sum, will select 3 because it has the nested subtotal can be ignored, comma, and just select. You can see it is a sum of this and this. For verification, sum this, comma this, This is how we use the aggregate function. Let's move to second functionality, that is how to use the round function in Excel. Here is a thing that we want to derive. We want to have the revised salary added with the bonus, with the old salary. So what we'll do, just use this, use 1 plus this, and will give me the result. And you can see the value is coming with more decimals. So first target is to how to round off to the second digit. That means we have to limit to the second digit after decimal. So use the functionality round the number and which digit, the 2 I want to round off. And hence you can see it is round off to 2 digit. Now as if we will use the same formula, only I'll freeze the cell F4 and move this across. So this is to round off to whole figure, that means no decimals should be there. So what we will do, we'll just remove or replace this 2 decimal with 0 and we'll get the value. Now the closed 10, that is 10th position, and we will use in place of 2 a minus 1, and you can see it round up to the closest 10. If we want to the closest 100, then how we can do, just place minus 2 and we get the value. Now moving to the third functionality, use of EOMONTH, or known as a end of month functionality of Excel. Let's see how we can use it. Let's see. So what is there? We have 3 targets. We have to find the last date of the month. Suppose this is October. We have to find the last date of this particular month. Similar for all items. This is the last date of the next month. After October, there is November. We'll go for the last date of that particular month. And we want the last date of previous month. So let's see how we can do it. So use the EOMONTH, that is end of the month functionality. Start date is this. And we want this particular month's end date. So we'll use the 0. Close. Let reformat it. And you can see it came the 31st October 2022. And if we scroll down, we get the respective end date of that particular month. Now, if suppose I want to get the end date of next month, then select name, just place 1 as we want to shift with 1 month, and we can see that we got the last date of the next month. Similarly, if same formula we can copy and paste here, we want previous, so just place minus in front of 1, and if we reformat it, we can see it gave the last date of the previous month. Hence we can use in this way the end of the month functionality. Next, the fourth functionality that we want to demonstrate is EDATE. Let's see how we can use it. Let's see how we can use the EDATE functionality. We have two targets. We have to populate the date after 14 months. What will be date from the 2nd October? And also we want to populate the month that come after 14 months. What will be the last date of that particular month? So for this, use EDATE. Date will be start date, and how many months you want? 14 months. Just close and check. After 14 months, we get 2nd of December. Just scroll down and see. Now what is there that we want to also populate the last date, suppose of this month. After 14 months, the October become December of 23. We want the last date, that should be 31st December should come. Then what formula should we use? You go here, use Same formula, end of month. For here, the last date will be the EDATE formula that we derive. This start date, 14 months. Close this, comma, and 0. And we got the last date of that month. This is the way how we can use EDATE and how we can utilize more or advantage if we use both EOMONTH and EDATE. Moving down the line, let's move to fifth functionality, that is Workday. Let's see how we can use it in Excel. Here is an Excel sheet where we have to populate the day after this particular date, and we have passed a 7 working day. So what we'll use? The workday. We will use the second. There is two options. There's workday and workday.intl. The advantage of intl is that in this the weekends is flexible to be selected, because in some countries there are Saturday, Sunday, somewhere Friday, Saturday, so it is not fixed. So more flexibility, better to go for with this functionality. The first thing that is requested is to enter the start date. Next, ask the day. So I required after 7 working day or 7 business day. Then we got an option for weekends. So if we want to have Saturday, Sunday, just select this, close. Asking for holiday, here is a list of holiday that is with us. Freeze it, because we will drop down this value and just enter. You can see that after 2nd October, we gone to the 11th of October, considering 7 working days and Saturday, Sunday as an holiday, as a weekends. And if there is any holiday, then it will be considered. For example, if I put it here as a 10th October 22 as an holiday, it changed to 12 because considered as an holiday. Next, you can see I have a calendar. 21st December is considered as a start date. After that 7 working day, that means 1, 2, excluding these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. As if 25th December is a Sunday as well as holiday, so it's considered 1 and it's moved accordingly. This is how we use the workday. Next, let's move to the sixth functionality, that is 3D formulas. Let's see how we can use it in Excel. Coming back to our spreadsheet, here what we have to do, we have to make a sum of all the salaries of various departments and get the total salary here. The one way that we do, select respective tables and go and sum all at the last. But that is not the right way. So what you can do, just right click, sum, go to the sheet from the where you want to sum, select it. Let's pull it more down because other sheet might have more number of rows. Then leave it, press shift and select the last, as we have to do the sum account, technical, security and medical. Like this, I can see that all are selected and the formula is also changed from accounts to medical and C2 to C22. Close it and you will get the value. And this sum is also a dynamic, as we have taken from accounts to medical. If we place any sheet in between them, it will also consider for do the sum. Note it 1003 is there. I just pull this in between, leave it, and you can see the sum came and increased by the value that is available here additionally. So this is the way in which we can use the 3D formula. Next, let's move the seventh functionality to use the ifs, that is SUMIFS, AVERAGEIFS and COUNTIFS. Let's see how we can use it. Let's Let's go through a Excel sheet in which the first we will explain how to use SUMIFS. Here the target is to sum all the salaries of finance department. So we will use SUMIFS bracket start. Sum we have to do the salary. Criteria range is this, and criteria for me us is this, and we can see this value is coming the sum of all the salaries having the finance. Now there is another thing that we have to sum the salaries of medical department which has date later than this, means something after 30 January 2022. Then let's see how we can do. Sum ifs. First criteria is the sum. The first is to we have to make the sum of this salary. First criteria is select the department range, and this is the first. The next is the criteria range 2 is this. We have to validate it greater than this. So what we'll do? Double inverted comma greater than, close the double inverted comma, insert ampersand, and just select this and just close the bracket. So what is there? That you got the salaries of all those medical department persons who has date after 30 January 2022. Now same formula can be used here also, only the change, in place of sum we have to use average ifs. Similarly for this also, copy it, paste it, and change it with average ifs. But there is slight difference in the usage of COUNTIF. COUNTIF doesn't make any sum, it just count the criteria's meeting. So this is there. We'll test where finance is there. Just close it, and we will get the count that it is 5. 5 times this finance is coming. 3, 2. This is the way how we can use SUMIFS, AVERAGEIFS, and COUNTIFS. Coming back to point number 8, we are going to learn how to use if in Excel. Coming back to Excel sheet, we'll use the if. If is used for checking or validating whether the condition met or not. So here is a condition that checks salary whether it is greater than 28,000 or not among this salary range. So let's check it. Equal to if we have to check this one is greater than 28,000 or not. If true, then okay. If false, then you can mention anything. I just keep a blank. So just pull it down. You will get that two salaries are above 28,000. So there is a good practice that place this value in somewhere else. Suppose I put here 28,000 and I will refer it here greater than this. Freeze this one, function key F4, and just press it. Now you can see, now if we want to change this 20,000, it will change accordingly. And we can use multiple if inside this one more if functionality, and we can do the nested if function. Next, the 9th number point that we want to learn is how to use VLOOKUP. Let's see how we can use it. Coming back to see what we want to do, use the VLOOKUP is what we want to populate the salary from this table based on the name. So keep in mind that whatever we want to check from this, that should be in the first column of the reference table. Suppose we want to check this name, then the data sheet that we will use for reference for deriving these values should have the first column the name of this particular person. So let's see the value what we want to look, this one where we want to look this table array, function key F4 to freeze it, and it's the value that is to be populated is salary, that is first and second column, so 2, and we want to put an exact match, so we will go for false. Close it, you will get the value. Similarly here, so what is there, that there is some disadvantage of VLOOKUP. I have created some videos on this where we have used the functionality X lookup or index match functionality. So how this is used, that you can refer the both videos in my channel. Let's move. That is the last point that we want to cover in this video, is the trim functionality. Let's see how we can use it in our hello. So coming back to our C, if we use VLOOKUP, derive the salary of this respective person in this table and freeze it by function key F4, coming here to the column index this and have a exact match. So as we can see, this person is there in this list, that Ajay Kumar is there in this list, I think so. But yeah, but its value is not populated here. So what is the main reason? If we go here, you can see a space is there in front of this. We can replace it and see the value is coming. Similarly here, the reason is there that there is a space after this. If you replace it, the value is coming. But this is tough to do for all the cells. So what we can do, we can use a trim functionality. So see what is there. Trim. What we want to trim, this one. Close it. And what happened, there is no space is there. So if we can pull it down, we can have the all the trim value. Now if I place a VLOOKUP here and this value we want to look into this function key F4 and second column, and let's write it false, you can see the value is coming and you will get the value for all the persons. But we can also use it here, just place trim in front of this and hence you can see the values are came properly. So this way we can use the trim functionalities, and if it is used along with VLOOKUP, we can get a lots of added advantage to it. Coming back, let's summarize. We have learned 10 different types of formulas which can be widely used at various accounting, problem solving, or data sheet preparation, or any analytics done by the accountants. Hence, it will make them to do their task in most easier way and make their life easy. Moving ahead, thanks for watching. This is my channel. If you feel my video is good, please like it. And if you want more tips and tricks, please subscribe to it. Thanks for watching once again. Have a nice day.